So that is why the author says that it was an excitement amongst the children whenever they used to smell various kinds of aromas when the baker he reached at their premise, and they were quite excited and they were quite happy. They used to peep inside the basket of the baker, that how many kinds of loaves are there. They became impatient. Then when we will be getting the bread to eat. Now here in this story, he has depicted the costume and dress of the baker, because this is the story of Goa. Once upon a time it was ruled by Portuguese. So I told you just now that some impact of Portuguese tradition, costume, those are still visible there. But during that time when the author, he was a mere child, it was visible in vivid manner. But with the passage of time, it has been faded away. So the costume, the baker, he used to wear a long frock up to the knees and half pant. That means not full trousers, half below the knees, and long frock. It was his costume, it was his dress. That it is below the knees, the trousers and long frock he used to wear. And the term of the dress, it was kabai. K-A-B-A-I. Guys, you note down kabai. The dress was known as kabai. A long frock reaching down to the knees, or a shirt and trousers which were shorter than full length ones and long than half pants. Just nowadays you are very much aware about the capris. You can say that is sort of capris, not Bermuda, capris. Simple. So capris nowadays, it is in a vogue in India, and it is a Western dress. So this is the impact of the foreign rule. The costume, the dress, the cuisine, the custom. These are the impact of the foreign rules. Thus, I am teaching you in English and you are studying in English. That is the impact of British rule. Just like the author wants to say that it is also the impact of Portuguese. The dress, the baker used to wear this dress known as kabai. And the author, humorously, he says that by chance, if anybody wears this dress, he is mocked that he is a baker. It is a kabai, wittingly or humorously. The author, he has shared that suppose by chance anybody wears, that means he belongs to a baker family. And in the end, or in the concluding part of the story, he says that during that time, before the author, he was born before, that means the impact of Portuguese or impact of Portuguese rule was quite vivid. During that time, the baker's life was quite comfortable. Even when author was born that time also, when author was quite young, a mere child, that time also, the baker family, all common, they used to lead a comfortable life, because this bakery or confectionery, this business, it was quite profitable business during that time. During that time, even during the Portuguese rule, because Portuguese, they were very much fond of bread, various kinds of bread. That is why they introduced making bread or baking bread in India, because they could not stay without bread. It was the one of the main items of their meal. So they were fond of bread. So that is why baking loaves, baker or bakeries. This practice, it was quite common practice, and bakers, many bakers, Portuguese bakers, Goan bakers, they were visible selling loaves and bread door to door during that time when author he was quite young. And why the life was life of the bakers comfortable? Because they used to get lot of profit by selling loaves. They were quite happy. Even their servants, that means the workers, those who used to work in the bakeries near the furnace, they used to bake breads or loaves. They were also quite happy. So the author, he ends the story with this fact that during that time when author was quite young, before migrating to UK, he was there in Goa, and whatever he had witnessed, he has narrated through the story. This is an autobiographical story of Lucio Rodrigues, and quite rational. So guys, I hope that you have understood the synopsis of the story. This is the first part. First you memorize all the word meaning. If word meanings those are given in your book, those word meaning you memorize. Apart from that, any tough words you underline, search the meaning of the words, note down in your copy and memorize it. So I am going to give you 6 questions on the basis of my lecture today, or on the basis of this chapter. Note down the 6 questions and find out the answer and write down the answer in the copy. So first question. Goa has adopted bread making from which country? Goa has adopted bread making from which country? Question number 2. About how many varieties of bread the author has depicted in the story? About how many varieties of bread the author has depicted in the story? Question 3. How the author came to know the arrival of the baker at his house premise? How the author came to know the arrival of the baker at his house premise? Question 4. Depict the costume of the baker as narrated by the author. Depict the costume of the baker as narrated by the author in the story. Question 5. Still, the bakeries and bakers are existing in Goa? Question mark. Still, the bakeries and bakers are existing in Goa? Question mark. If not, why? You have to implement your own brain. You have to answer this question on your own Just now I told you the background of history, modern history, on the basis of my lecture. Whatever you feel, you just pen down. Okay? I repeat the question. Still the bakeries and bakers are existing in Goa? Question mark. If not, why? Question 6. Why the bakers used to lead a happy and comfortable life during that time? Why the bakers used to lead a happy and comfortable life during that time? So these are the 6 questions, guys. So first, I know that you have booked, most of the students. Rest I don't know. I have already told you the synopsis of the story. You can answer the questions based on the summary of the story. Just now I have presented before you. And rest of the students, those who have booked, you just read the chapter intensely, minimum for 2 times. Find out the difficult words, underline with pencil, search the meaning of the words and note it down in your copy, and then search the answers of these questions and answer these questions in the copy. Till then, take care of yourself, stay home, stay safe. God bless you. Bye bye.